Hey everybody, I'm back. Make good my threat to come back. Okay, now it's time for that video with the serious issue that I wanted to discuss today. It's gonna be kind of difficult, I guess, because it's basically related to my mental health. And people usually don't like to talk about that openly too much, but well, it's my channel, and I think it's really going to help other people like me, so that's why I'm going to do it. It's not an official diagnosis, but it's looking very likely that I'm suffering from a mental health condition known as borderline personality disorder. In a nutshell, it's basically described almost as a depression plus. There's a lot of actually components to the disorder. There's depression, there's anxiety, there's other things. Yeah, so that's what's going on in my life. I've actually very recently discovered that how I've been living for the past 27 years actually hasn't been the most normal it could be. And of course, by normal I don't mean, a trans thing or any other health thing, asthma or whatever that I have. It basically goes back a long time into my childhood. When I'll just start from the beginning when the signs basically started to show themselves. When I was in 4th grade, I had to go visit a psychologist because I was having some, basically some issues at school with other people. Basically, when I went to go visit my mother last December for Christmas, I had her dig out the psychologist report for me, and it was helpful to a certain extent. I went through the axis of diagnosis, yeah, it wasn't too helpful actually. There was some things were ruled out. One interesting thing I learned about myself was I was diagnosed with a PDD-NOS, pervasive developmental disorder not otherwise specified, which actually makes some sense because I was a special needs student for a long time, up through I think half of high school, I think, and yeah, I had trouble with learning and whatever, and that made sense. But anyway, back to the psychologist report again. Yeah, it listed some basically some warning signs. I was actually banging my head. I was prone to angry outbursts. Mostly at home. I didn't really do it at school, interestingly enough. Trying to think off the top of my head. Yeah, those are the two big ones. Plus, you need basically you need to have 5 different symptoms in order to, out of the I think 9 or 10, in order to qualify for the diagnosis. Yeah, so anyway, last semester I took abnormal psych, and yeah, it's interestingly enough, at the end of the class I was studying, but not to pass the class, but to find out what the fuck was wrong with me. So yeah, I wrote up this nice list of things how I agree with how I thought was things were wrong with me. I found pretty much out of there are 9 possible symptoms, which you need 9, and I gave myself, I'd say I probably qualify for a minimum of 8, if not 9. Just to an extent, though. So I'll just go through them. Told you it's gonna be a long video. It's gonna be long, so yeah. Hope you're not falling asleep. If not, yeah, pause it, go get something to drink, and come back, or eat something, or whatever the hell you want to do. Okay. Number 1. Frantic efforts to avoid real or imagined abandonment do not include suicidal or self-injuring behavior covered in Criterion 5. Yeah, it's pretty long. In a very small nutshell, when I think people that I'm kind of attached to are abandoning me, or I think I'm in danger of that happening, I'll try to get in touch with them. Last December, when someone I knew here was, I felt was ignoring me, I took transit to her place, which is like an hour and a half. Takes about an hour and a half to get from my place to her place. And yeah, even though she wasn't there, I went unannounced. I'm like, because I was getting tired, and yeah, that's basically one thing I did. Let's see. Number 2, a pattern of unstable and intense interpersonal relationships characterized by alternating between extremes of idealization and evaluation. Let's see. Well, I think the big thing that qualifies me is, actually forgot to mention earlier, the psychologist report also mentioned that I always put things into black and white. It's in other words, things are always this way or they're that way. And yeah, to an extent I do that. I know with my disorder, yeah, it tends to improve during my age, but as I'll explain later on, it's actually getting a bit worse. Yep, so black and white is, I think, qualifies for number 2. Just reading down the list here. Yep, and you can, I think it also includes how you think about people too. So if you can absolutely love someone one day, and then the next day you can absolutely hate them. And I can do that. I did that with my friend that I described in symptom number 1. So. Number 3, identity disturbance. Markedly and persistently unstable self-image or sense of self. Let's see. Well, I moved halfway across Canada last year. When I first moved to Canada in March 2008, I basically considered myself, a Quebecer. I tried everything to keep learning French and all that stuff, and then I decided, something, fuck all this shit, I'm moving out west. Yeah, that's kind of, I guess that's kind of a identity issue, a pretty serious one. And then now, I know it's a little bit complicated if you're like a dual citizen, and now, yeah, with Obama in office, yeah, I'm considering myself to be a bit more proud to be American, and yeah, that's kind of integrating into my life, and yeah, yep, immigrated to Canada. Let's see, yeah, career thing too. I originally thought basically in 2005 I wanted to go be a doctor, go to med school. Then last year I decided, it's gonna be, it was in pre-med classes, and I'm like, it's not really working out. So then I went to psychology. Psychology is, just won't work out for me there. Then I decided, maybe I'm just better off in retail. So I guess that's my quote-unquote plan right now, but whatever. That's part of number 3, I guess. Number 4. impulsivity in at least two areas that are potentially self-damaging.